We can use regular expression to search a match within a particular content. Let's say you have a long content and you want to search for a particular word, and then expression is used everywhere, is used in JavaScript and other languages as well. So let's see the syntax for it. So the syntax for it is the syntax. So we have something like this. There are two ways you can create your regular expressions. You can have something like that. So let's say you're putting it into a variable, and then you declare it like this. You have a pattern, and then you have a modifier. Okay, you have pattern, then you have modifier. Then you can also do let's say a regular expressions too. Pattern and what are modifiers. So the pattern is that thing that you're looking for. When you're using your Microsoft Word, you do Control F, and then it finds that word that you're looking for. Internally, what it's actually using is pretty much a version of regular expression. Okay, let's say you do a Control H, and then you want to find and replace and all of those things. So you can begin to do something functional as that. And that is why regular expression is quite important in programming. In programming, you're going to find it really useful. Okay, so you have this first, and that's what you're looking for is the pattern. That thing that you're looking for, that you're finding, is the pattern. And the modifier is how you want it, or how you want it found, whether you want a case sensitivity or case insensitivity. If you want to find it global, or you want to stop at the first match, find or just find. And then let's say you want to find multiple lines. Those are various modifiers. So let's look at the modifiers that we got. We know now that pattern is what we're looking for, and the modifier is how we want it found. Now if you look at the modifiers, let me put modifiers in another block. So let's say we've got modifiers. So the modifiers are 1, so I'm going to itemize them. You have I as a modifier, which means case insensitivity. It means that case is not necessary, like case match is not necessary. But normally, if you don't put I, it's case sensitive. The regular expression operators are case sensitive. But if you don't want it case sensitive, then you're going to specify I there, and then it's going to do whatever it is you want done without looking at the case, regardless of the case. That's case insensitivity. And then you can have a G, which is a global match. So this one takes it to global scope. Normally, if you're doing an operation, most of the operation that you do will end at the first match. Let's say you're looking for a particular word, and there are multiple of that word within that content. It's going to stop at the first find, at the first match. So but if you want it continuous, you're going to use a G, meaning global match. So it continues after the first match. So you're going to use a G as a modifier. Then you have M, which is a multi-line. So if you don't use M, it's going to stop at the first line, even if it contains multiple line. So if you want it, multi-lines, then you're going to specify M as well. So I, G, and M for multi-line, G for global match, and I for case insensitivity. So this one is a multi-line match. So you can put multi-line as hyphenated, like this. These are the three modifiers that we've got. Got. Okay, so you have other stuff like method now. But before I talk about method, let me paint a scenario, and then you get to see what we're talking about before I talk about method. So let's say let's say we have the methods. the methods that are used here, we have one, you have the various methods as well. You have search. You have beyond search, you have a test, or let me say we have a match, and then we have a test, then we have exec, then we have replace. So let me talk about match all first. Match all, which is in line with match, and then you have replace, and then you have replace all, you have replace all, and then you have split as well. So I'm going to use some of them, and then I'm going to leave you to using the rest as your peer learning. All right, so let's look at the first one. Search is not only specific to regular expression alone, but let's see how regular expression can bring versatility to search. So let's say we have a content, let's say we have an examples now. Let's say we have content, or let's say we have text now, which is now I'm using the first one. Which is the search now. So let's say we have this. Let text be equals to the contents. Now there are plenty. There is a long sentence there. Let's say you have something like, my God is a good God. Okay, so you have, my God is a good God. So you have something like this. So now you want to do a search of anything, maybe my here, or you want to search God, or you want to search is, or you want to search a. So if you do stuff like this, if you say let's result be equals to the match. Okay, so the match is, you're going to have the text. The syntax for this is, you have stuff like this. The syntax for search is, you're going to have the context, which is the text now, or the content that you're the sentence or the paragraph or the content that you're searching. So dot, okay, and then you put in your what's it called, your, so you say search, and then the string that you're searching here. So here you have the pattern, pattern here. So you have the text dot search, and then you put the pattern here. So let's see how this works. So let's say, and this is going to return, the search will return the index, the first index of the first match. That's what it's going to return. So in this case now, if you're looking for, let's say you're saying this is equals to text, which is your content here, dot search. So this search, like I said, is not specific to regular expression alone. It's a global thing. It's available to all text, so we can perform that on text. So we have text dot search, and then we say we're looking for instance, we're looking for God, for instance. Okay, so we said we are looking for God, and then here this is going to return the first index. So if you count the index, is 0 index. JavaScript is 0 index. This one, M occupies index 0, M is index 1, and then the space here is index 2, and G is index 3. So my expected output, the result is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if you run this, if you say console, you do console.log, and then you log the results. If you log the results, you're going to get something like 3, which is the first match. So if you do that, you're going to get stuff like that. So you have console.log results, and then you get let's go ahead, refresh this. This is day 10-2, that's the second one. Now, so look at what you get in the console. You got 3. You got 3, right? That is the index of the first match. Okay, that's the index for the first match. So here I'm not actually using a regular expression. This is just a normal plain JavaScript. But if we were to use a regular expression, so what we'll do is we'll use this like that. So you enclose it with, you know, a slash like this, and then you can then use your modifier. So let's say you're using a modifier, you say index, or you're using a global, or whatever it is that you're using. So we do this one now, so you're going to get something similar. So you got something similar because index, that's what search does. Search returns the first index of the first match, irrespective of whether you are searching global. So you can see this, you see here. So you got 3 still, and this is to tell you how you can combine, you know, modifiers. If you want to combine, you can combine the 3 modifiers together. You can use them individually, or you can combine them IGM. It means that do not be case sensitive, search global, and then search multiple lines. So you can combine as many as you want. So search, you know, returns the index of the first match, irrespective of whether you are searching global or not. But if you use stuff like a match, look at what a match would give you and how match differs from the search. How match differs from a search. So if you do this, if you use the second one, which is which is this match here. So we have this match here, and then we say the syntax for the match is similar, very similar, pretty similar to that. So you're just going to have something like this. The syntax is pretty similar. So you have the syntax is, you have the text, which is the content, and then you have the match, and then you have the pattern. Now if you're using a regular expression, so now let's say we are having an example to save time. We have this, I just copy and paste that, then I call this, you know, because we are using a let statement, we cannot redeclare this, so I'm going to have to call it lettext too, because my God is a good God, you know. So let's say we have this second one like that, and I say let result 2 also, because I'm using a let statement, and then here I said match. Okay, and then match, but when we are matching, let's match with a bare string, not regular expression, and we're matching with God. What match does is it returns the array of match. It returns the array of match, you know. So it's going to return how many God is found here. So if you're using regular expression now, so you do this, and then you say match with I, or match with global, because word with a small g. Forgive me, I'm just giving us. So I say there is no now I have more. We have IG. Okay, so we have IG, that's no case sensitivity, and then it searches global. If you refresh that, there's something wrong. I guess it's not getting saved. Oh, it's this text. I was working with text, which is this one here. So this. So let's say I even remove I was working with text. Well, I was supposed to be working with text 2, right? Text 2 is this one, so I was working with that other one. So that's, so if you put text 2 right here and then you refresh that, so you see there are 3 match now: God, which is talking about this first, second, and third. Now, but there's this small g which is not captured. If you want it captured, you use case sensitive, then it's going to count irrespective of whether this thing, it ignores case. So if you do this, you know there are 4, so this but it returns them as they are. Okay, so this is a match, and you can see the advantage. You can immediately see the advantage of using a regular expression than just using a normal string. So this give you more power, give you a lot of versatility and all of that. And then you can use the next thing I'm just going to jump into. So you use test for yourself. The test is going to return true or false. So if it returns true if it's match, and then it returns false if not match. So if you do this is how test is used. So you can use, this is how a test is used. So the text syntax is a bit different from this one. Is a bit different from these other ones. So if you have something like this, the syntax is like this. The syntax is like this. So you have a pattern dot, then you have a test, then here you have the text, which is the context now, the text that you have. So this will return true if it is found, if it's there, or returns false if it's not part of a match. So global or no global, you understand. So it is going to return true if what you are looking for is present, and return false if it's not present. So you get so you can try that out yourself. Then the next thing I'm going to talk about is replace, because this is going to form. So you use match and match all yourself. Use execute as well. I told you execute will return the text if found, or returns the null if not found. So you can then plug that into your logic and use. So as part of your learning, self-learning, try out exec and try out test. I told you it's going to return true or false depending on if it's found or not. Now, so let's talk about replace. Replace now. If you do replace, now the replace is going to be, so let's say we have a context. So the syntax for replace is like this, like that, something like this. So you are going to have the text, the syntax is, you have the contents, text dot, then you have the replace. Now, so you have what you are replacing, which is the old, and then what you are replacing with, which is the new. You understand? So irrespective of whether you're using a regular expression or not, but regular expression just give you more power, as you have found out here. So let's say we have another example. Let's say we have an example. Now let me just copy that and take advantage of time. Let's say we have this. we have this. I'm still working with, let's say I'm still working with this, let text2 and text2 like that. Result2 equals to, now result3 be equals to the same text which was found here, text2 dot, now I'm saying replace. If I use replace, now so the first thing is I'm going to use something like this, replace. I'm using a plain JavaScript, replace the a plain string, rather I say plain JavaScript. You're replacing what, God, with, let's say, something else, creator. Let me still use a capital C for it, creator, right? So God with creator. So look at what you get, and then you are logging result3 now, console.log result3. So this is going to replace God, but it's going to replace the first God and leave other gods unreplaced. That is what this is going to do. So if you check that out, if you refresh that, so you can see my creator is a good God. There's no God. So if this is your intention, this is what you're going to do. But if what you want is that all God be replaced with creator, now you're not using replace all, so what you're going to do will be to use a regular expression. So you can change this to a regular expression. So if you say this and then you use, say, I, so if you say I, now it means that if you are not using I, let's say you just use this and then you use global. Of course you use global to say that search globally. So if you save that and you have, my God is a good creator, my creator is a good creator, there's no God but creator. You understand? So it ignores this God with a small g is not there. So if you want to replace that as well, then you're going to have to use I, and then that gets replaced. That's a bit of it. You can see my creator is a good creator, there's no creator but creator. Now, so you are going to use the rest on your own, and then use split also as well. Split is just going to split into an array. So your exercise is that you're going to have something like this. In your exercise, take an input from a user, take an input from a user or from the client, which is maybe using your prompt and all of that, and replace email found, if they supply email with this. Let's say you don't want email, you don't want anyone to give you to exchange email, to supply email, so you replace it with a dot 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 like that. You understand? So that's your sensor. So catch you and see you later.